We have Joe and Parker on my left, your right. We have Emery, Owen, and Samanu on my right, your left. We're going to be playing playoff scoring, which means if you buzz early, you're going to achieve 6 points. The further we get along with the question, you get 5, 4. If the question goes even higher way and you buzz in correctly, you get 3 points. Remember that all interrupts that are incorrect are negs. If it's during the question, it would be 2. If the question goes the whole way, it would be -1. And note that 3 answers fill the question, regardless if the last one being right or wrong. 3 seconds to answer, 3 seconds after the question is over. Anybody have any questions before we begin? And this is toss-up 1. This geographic feature is located near the community of Burnsville in Yancey County. This tallest peak in Pisgah National Forest is named after a flagship university professor who fell to his death while summiting it in 1857. This peak is the namesake of the first state park in the American Southeast, as well as the first in North Carolina. For the points, identified as highest peak in the U.S., that's probably not. Mount Mitchell is good for 4 points. 4 for Avenue. 2. Withdrawals from this feature led to the cancellation of the artificial Optima Lake along the Beaver River in Oklahoma. Center pivot irrigation from this feature, which is in 8 states, led to the revitalization of agriculture in one region in the decades following. That is good for 4 points for Avalon, and you are up to 8. Toss-up 3. The absence of a direct route between Hyde County and this island requires a 2 to 3 hour commute along a network of lagoons, including Core Sound. The town of Buxton on this island houses the tallest lighthouse. Green 1 is Emory. Hatteras is good for 5 points. 4. This geographic feature, which was formed from the outburst flooding of Lake Bonneville, worked. Sorry, that is the time. 3 seconds to remember. I'll continue. Maybe 2 for Avalon. Mark the upper extent of salmon migration on a certain tributary of the Columbia River. This waterfall, termed the Niagara of the West, lies near the city of Twin Falls and is situated on the Snake River. For the points, name this waterfall in southern Idaho, which takes its name from a Native American tribe. I'm sorry, make 1 for Parker. Okay, that is time. We were looking for the Shoshone Falls. This is toss-up 5. This facility is surrounded by this curtain of prickly pears. This facility is surrounded by a large minefield in the Western Hemisphere. This facility's Camp Delta is used as a detention center, and this facility is nicknamed Gitmo. On that, you get 4 points for that, 4 points for Joe. Toss-up 6. A complex called the Strong in this city houses the National Museum of Play and the National Toy Hall of Fame. This city's George Eastman Museum contains the world's oldest photo collection, that was named for Kodak's founder. Xerox was founded in this city, which shares its name with a Minnesota city, home to the Mayo Clinic. For the points, Rochester. Rochester is good for 4 points. And we're going to do our first score check of the match. So on 6, Joe has 8, Parker's at -1, Emery has 5, and Owen and Solange are here to go. Toss-up 7. This feature with similar features called Explorer Gorda is one of the remnants of an ancient formation called Fairmore. This feature runs between the Blumfield Fracture Zone and the Nootka Fault, and it is the smallest of Earth's major tectonic plates. This feature won the Fuka correct for 5 points. 5 points for Joe. Also, this landmark in Morrill County contains the Ethel and Christopher J. Cobbett Visitor Center. This landmark in the American West, which is composed mostly of blue clay and Arikari sandstone, was a key stop on the Oregon Trail. Overlooking the Platte River for the points. What is this? Chimney Rock. Chimney Rock is good for another 4 for Joe. Toss up 9. This landform includes subgroups such as the chin, the nose, and the Adam's apple. This mountain can be viewed from the nearby Campbell's Home, and the eastern slopes of this mountain drain toward the Lomalil River. A ridge trail across this mountain serves as the highest point on one state section on the long trail. For the points, name this glaciated mountain located near Stowe, the tallest mountain in Vermont. Mansfield is good for 3 points for Avahans. Plus up 10. The largest city inhabited predominantly by this ethnic group is Bethel, which lies on the lower portion of the Kuskokwim River. This ethnic group, which also inhabits areas around Kodiak and Mekong Delta, forms a major grouping of the Eskimo. Say again. I'm sorry, that's the name 2 for Owen. Grouping of the Eskimo. UPEC is good for 5 points for Joe. Joe has 22, getting in range for his 30. Toss up 11. This mountain range is part of an outcropping of pre-Cambrian formations, which also includes the Vermilion Range. And this mountain range, split between St. Louis and Itasca counties, includes Hibbing, the hometown of Bob Dylan. Masaki is good for 5 points for Owen. Great job. Toss up 12. Pulitzer Prize-winning author John McPhee wrote a 1967 ecological and historical book about this region, whose highest point is Apple Pie Hill. This region includes the Bass River State Forest, as well as the Wharton State Forest. For the points, name the sparsely populated forested region of southern New Jersey, whose relative isolation gave rise to several folk legends, including that of the Jersey Devil. That is time. This was Pinelands or Pine Barrens. This will be 13. These events affected settlements like Cape Girardeau, near a region now called the Boot Heel of its state. Alongside the Great Calm of 1811, these events were interpreted as prompt, I'm sorry, no, I'll continue. Minus 2 for Joe. Were interpreted by many tribes as proof that Tecumseh should be supported. The Mississippi River reversed course due to, for the points. New Madrid earthquakes is good for 4 points for Abahan. 14. The 100-mile wilderness is located near this landform, which is known as Great Mountain to the Penobscot. This mountain is the 6 points for Abahan. It's close down. What do you got? Abahan's 19 Joseph. Okay. Also 15. Blunt Island is located on this river, which is fed by its largest tributary, the Ocklawaha River. The source of this river is Lake Hell and Blazes, and the middle basin of this river contains Lake Jesup. This river flows past cities such as Deltona and Sanford and has its source near Vero Beach. For the points, identify this longest river in Florida. St. John's is good for 3 points for Alabama. You take the lead with that one. Toss up 16. 2 campers were killed by bears in separate incidents in this national park's Night of the Grizzlies. Hidden Lake can be accessed from this park's Logan Pass, which is the highest point of Going to the Sun Road. An international lakes park that is good for 5 points for Emory. 17. Brandywine Creek is a tributary of this river in Summit County within a namesake national park. This river's mouth empties at Whiskey Island near Edgewater Park, and the cities of Kent and Akron are located alongside this river, which, very good, 5 points for Joe. One more we'll do in our next score chat. 18. This bay extends to the city of Fall River, which lies on an arm known as Mount Hope Bay, across from the city of Bristol. This bay lies to the north of Block Island, and this bay's, one more time, I'm sorry, that's -2 for Alban. And this bay's dominance of its state's geography has led that state to be nicknamed the Ocean State. What major bay of Rhode Island? Right, that is time. That is the Narragansett Bay, and we'll do our first score chat for 18 questions. Alban is 20, Joe is 25, so still very close to the top. Parker's at -1, Emery has 10, Owen 1, and Solano is still missed. Still many opportunities to score. Joe is one question away. You're up. It's more than this. All right, Joe will be out on. Everybody will be out on 40. All right. Toss up 19. This mountain range of sparse villages are inhabited by the Gwich'in and Inupiaq people, and this range is carries traffic on the Dalton Highway. This mountain range contains the two least visited national parks in the U.S., Pocock Valley and Yates. Brooks Range is good for 4 points for Joe. You go to 29. So 20. This county is home to the Breakers, a historic hotel established by Henry Flagler. Jupiter is situated in this county, and Boca Raton lies on its border with Broward. Each county, that gives you 6 points, Joe, which takes you to 35, and you are definitely in range. 21. The Chisos Mountains can be found entirely within this. 6 points for Alban. Toss up 22. This ethnic group is known for its red rice produced from the seeds of the achio tree, and they inhabit islands such as Rota and Tinian. This ethnic group inhabits an archipelago termed the Island of Thieves by the Spanish, and they form the largest Micronesian ethnic group in the U.S. For the points, name this ethnic group which inhabits Guam and where? Tomorrow is good for 4 points. And Alban, you currently have 30 points. All right, 23. This highway, which largely follows the route of the Lincoln Highway, parallels the Platte River, and part of it is nicknamed the Keystone Shortway. This highway traverses Nevada and Utah. I'm sorry, -2 for Alban. This highway traverses Nevada, Utah, and Nebraska. For the points, and I-80 is good for 4 points, which leaves you 1 away. Okay, toss up 24. This system's Embarcadero station is its busiest, which it shares with the Mooney Metro. This system set a one-day ridership record of over 500,000 on Halloween of 2012, due in part to a World Series championship parade. Bart is good for 5 points for Owen. 25. The Corrado River is a tributary of this river, which passes near the Civil War battle sites of Chancellorsville and Fredericksburg. Ferry Farm, the childhood home of George Washington, overlooks this. Rappahannock is good for 5 points for Emery, and we'll do our final score check. Okay, so Alban is 28, Joe is 39, 1 point away from going out. Parker -1, Emery is at 15, Owen is at 6, and Simon is 0. Toss up 26. This feature includes the notorious 40-mile desert in its Lahontan Valley, which is part of the Humboldt Sink. In its southernmost extent, Great Basin is 6 points for Avalon 34. You are one question away as well. Also, point 7. This city hosts the shareholder meetings of the world's largest company by revenue, and it forms an urban with Rogers and Springfield. This city contains the Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium, as well as the Bud Walton Arena, and this city is the largest. Fayetteville is good for 5 points for Emory. 3 to play. This waterway is impounded by the Kinzua Dam, which forms a reservoir known as Lake Perfidia to the Seneca. At Point State Park, within the largest city in Appalachia, this waterway meets another, nicknamed the Mon, and both merged. One more time. I will give that to you for 5 points. Saladini, but phonetically, there's a time. It's all right. It's 39 days. All right. Also 29. This city's Shepherd Air Force Base hosts a joint U.S. Air Force and NATO pilot training program. This city's Newton McMahon building is referred to as the world's littlest skyscraper at 480 inches tall. And this city, which hosts Midwestern State University, is situated just south of the Oklahoma border. For the points, name the city in north central Texas, which shares, that is -2, which shares part of its name. Wichita Falls for 4 points for Owen. Just for fun, let's see where we stand.
Okay, so Omaha is 37, Joe is 39, Parker is -1, Emory 20, Owen 10, and Samani 0. We've got one question left.
I think I'll put down this.
Oh, it will.
Toss up 30. This town, home to Snow King Mountain, is known for its arches made of elk antlers. This town's namesake resort includes the notorious Corbett's Colère, and this town is a gateway to Grand Targhee Resort. This town of just under 10,000 is served by the only commercial airport in a national park on the opposite side of its state from Cheyenne. For the points, name the ski resort in Jackson. Wrong. Jackson, Wyoming. I'm sorry that was a fault. Already ruled, unfortunately. For the points, name this. For the win. Perfect place Parker. Samanio.
For our 4th place, Owen. For our 3rd place, Emory. For our 2nd place, Joe. Still, you'll have to wait for a few more minutes.
Your trophy will be presented at the award ceremony in our ballroom in about 30 minutes. Let's have a big hand for everybody. Right up to the lead there. Great job.